Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Carrots and Cosmos. Sorry this episode has taken a while to get finished. I haven't been well over the last few weeks, so I'll be going back to bed as soon as this episode is finished. So later on I'll be showing you all the excitement from my garden, but first let's go over to Jem and see how she's getting on up at her allotment. So Jem, are you winning?
Well, I'd say I am on the sweet pea front. Other bits are looking a bit bare, but let's go and see what I've been up to. Come down at, it's about 8 o'clock, sort of dusky, to come and look at my allotment. It's been a rather hot day today, so I thought it'd be better to do stuff in the evening. And I was quite pleasantly surprised with what I saw. I thought I'd be overrun by weeds, and I couldn't believe that this little bed here is actually mine. It's my squashes and they're both squashes. And some beans. I've got some coming up here, look, I believe. Fairly slow growing compared to the weeds. Oh, there's some up the other end, but I'll have to look at those later. And my raspberries, which I need to put netting on. Quite spiky there. My, what's it called? My artichokes coming on well, and can you see I've got sweet peas, so I'm going to pick them in a minute. Quite chuffed with that. This is my asparagus fern forest, which I wanted to use for flower arranging, but look, it's got all these little things on them. Does anyone know how to get rid of them? Because this fern needs to be cut and used. I could just try fairy liquid, huh? And then look, some colour at last, some flowers and colour. Still no carrots or radishes or spring onions though. Here's my lettuces and my calendulas. Look at that. I think that's been stripped, don't you? Wowzers. And a lone tomato. Cosmos is doing well. And my thistles. Look at those. Oh. Oh, my nigella. Gorgeous. The rain has got to my poppies, unfortunately. They're not looking very nice, are they? Yum. Oh dear. Something's happened to this poppy. Any ideas? I think these potatoes might be ready. That would be my Charlottes and possibly the rest of my Arran Pilots. Does anyone else's look like this? Is that okay? My Sarpomeras, let's have a look. Uh-oh. What's this? Any idea what that is? Is it blight? Oh dear. They were going so well. What's happened to my onions? It's lovely nigella there, another one. Now some of you might have seen my angst at the fact that I can't grow cosmos and that they were really tiny and Jazza seemed to be doing really well. I've just found one of the ones flowering that I grew. Is this the smallest cosmos you've ever seen? To put it to scale, here's my hand. It's tiny, but it's flowered. That's quite funny. This is the same tomato a few days later. Seems to have perked up since I've fed it. Funny that, huh? Just pull this onion up. Is that ready? Might pull a few more up. Let's have a look. Oh. I'm not sure that's ready. Let's try. Still no flowers on my perennial flower bed. Maybe next year, huh? Got a dahlia coming out. It's my only one. It's a balmy 28-30 degrees today, so I've literally just got to the allotment to assess the damage because I haven't been for a few days. So I can see a bit of colour beyond me. I'm quite excited but kind of scared at the same time. So let's have a look. This is just lovely. I picked 38 stems of this about 4 days ago. I reckon there's at least another 60 there. So sweet peas. I'm loving the sweet peas. This is great. Plenty of calendula. I get the feeling that these little white flowers aren't a good sign. Can anyone tell me, are they like bindweed or something? Kind of pretty, but I get the feeling they might be foe rather than friend. What's these? Look. Oops, I see my shadow. Loads of Ammi majors here, that's great. My raised bed is actually coming up trumps with some stuff. I do believe this one here is Beplurum. Gorgeous. I believe these are Japanese anemones, so maybe I will get a flower or two from my non-flowering perennial patch. Oh dear, my Sapo mirror experiment. Does this just mean they're ready for digging up, or are they completely ruined? I mean, there's no sign of any potatoes left, apart from these ones down here. In my potato patch, what was my potato patch. So I might have to dig some of them up and see what lies beneath. Some runner beans, not doing badly. I think one of them's growing into the tree. The interesting little berries on the asparagus fern. There you go, picked from there. 64 stems. So, and they smell lovely, but I have to get them in water. I picked some more flowers as well, and I'm going to go home and see if I can make something nice out of them. But look at those gorgeous sweet peas. So that wasn't too bad at the allotment. Now let's go check on the garden. Tumbling toms look like they're about to tumble right over. This tomato plant's looking pretty good. My roses all seem to have these black spots on the leaves, and the branches are very, very bare of leaves, and as you can see, hardly any flowers. Any ideas? Here's another one. Courgette in a bucket doing well. Now for the pièce de résistance, my cucumber. Look how much it's grown. And it's stayed snail free. We have some fruit somewhere, look. You see that? I think Jazz and I wait until one gets to 2 inches, but that's not far off. Got some other little flowers. What else? More down there. It's looking really good and strong. I'm quite pleased with that. Let's go. There we are.
Thanks, Jem. Same as me really, pros and cons, some things doing better than others. Let's go and see what's happening in my garden then. So here's our brassica bed from this year, but I think the mealy bugs, the grey cabbage aphids, are getting into here now. These little pale spots on this cabbage indicate that there might be some grey aphid action, and if I just zoom in down here, I don't know if you'll be able to see, there's some grey aphids down there. The bees are enjoying the honeysuckle. Honeysuckle in full flower now. The bees are loving it and it really smells nice under here. Some more sweet peas. I'm drawing these lovely purple ones, and we're going to harvest some of them now, bring them indoors and give the plant a chance to grow some more. So just cutting off the sweet peas. Need a nice bit of stalk so we can put them in a pot. Not too much, but
I like sweet peas now. It's amazing as well.
Got a lovely mix of colours. We had the variety called Scented Mix. Simple name.
They've all got these. No, they haven't all. The light pink ones have got these on. What are they? Black things? Like black version of aphids.
So here's our little bouquet of flowers. Wish Gemma was here to arrange these nicely. Woohoo! Look at the munch too! So that is lunch. Even though the broad bean plants have got this chocolate spot, still producing some nice big pods. So hopefully they'll be ready before long. Some more in here. This one's got a bit of a hole in. Don't trust that one. Here's our salad bed. A lot of things have bolted. But we've had quite a bit of salad off here.
I forgot to water them.
Always water your salad, folks. This is what happens to a little gem once it's bolted. got a few strawberries that we can be eating. These were ones that we just luckily found. Oh, I can smell them from here. Yum. What are they like?
Lovely and sweet. Nice.
Now you see it? No, you don't. Here's our brassica bed. Mixed fortunes in here as well. Kale being eaten. Being eaten by slugs. And this broccoli doesn't seem to be quite as badly affected. But it's still being nibbled. And this is the kohlrabi. That's being nibbled as well. And these poor kaboko cabbages are really getting it as well. I think that one's had it there. Foxglove's making a show. Bees enjoying them. So the sweet corn are doing really well. About 3 foot tall now. The tallest one's starting to get a little flower on it. The courgettes though not looking their best. They're sort of yellowing really. It's all fresh compost, so they should be getting some nutrients from there, but they weren't that healthy when we put them in. Some more squash. That's a butternut. Some corn salad in between. And I think that's a little gem. Some more corn salad.
Yeah.
Kath's just watering the outside of the courgettes because the stem doesn't like to be sat in water. Got that tip off a few different YouTubers. And cucumbers. 2 of them are flowering now. I don't think it's probably a good thing that they're flowering so soon. Might be a little bit small to be getting fruit on them. But, oh, look! Looks like a little baby cucumber growing. I'm not sure if that will actually happen or whether it's been fertilised or not. There's one behind that flower. And this is the root bed. Those are the leeks. I've got a few carrots coming down there that we sowed direct. Here's the carrots. And these are the parsnips. They look like they're doing well. And then there's onions and beetroot. Everything looks like it's growing quite well in there. Here are the tomatoes. They're growing a bit now. They're doing a lot better now that we've planted them in here. So it might not have been too late. These 2 aren't doing particularly well. But the ones up that corner are doing a lot better. Even though these 2 have probably got more sun. But they haven't got these little bucket things, which means they're probably not being watered as well. Need to put some mulch on them, on the top of them, to stop the evaporation of the water. And here are those are the chilies, those 3, and these are the sweet peppers. Still very small. Got some marigolds there, pot marigolds, and we've just watered the tomatoes. With these hoops, you water the outer ring, and you feed where the soil is in the centre ring. So the water goes down to the bottom where the roots are, and the top roots are the roots that take up the food. So you put the food when you feed them in the top there, where the soil is. Starting to get some flowers on these tomatoes. This is the last remaining cabbage that we were trying to save. Just being ravaged by slugs, but just holding in there. the centre bit is kind of still intact, sort of. We can only hope with that one. Planted some flowers in here. This is where the brassicas were last year. So I've got foxgloves and some cosmos and some snapdragons. Some borage growing there, starting to flower. Here is the Julie Drake potato. We cut back a lot of the leaves and it's starting to come back again without so much of that black spot stuff on it, so that's good news. And this is where the sunflowers are, and some of the Shasta daisies. And one of the rhubarbs looks like it's coming up. There's the rhubarb coming up. To the left of it is a globe artichoke plant, which has been actually nibbled by the slugs. But we kind of planted that almost on top of the rhubarb, so we're going to have to remove that. But so there is sign of life on the rhubarb. These are those onions that I planted late, Sensu yellow onions, overwintering onions. So they're pretty much ready, I think. Some of them are quite big. I mean, they're not massive, but they're okay. That one's a tiny one. Having some mint for lunch.
Just mint, because we're on a diet.
Well, that's all we have time for now, so please click on the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video and press the red subscribe button if you'd like to keep in touch with us. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. So bye for now.